Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Tonight on the Channel 2 News, Hopwood Junior High students are back to a full day of school for the first time since Typhoon U2. Also tonight, the MVA is in discussions with United Airlines on some schedule changes that could help tourism. And the NMI borders a tremendous natural resource, the Marianas Trench, but a projected partnership with NOAA has yet to pay dividends. In sports, we have some hoop highlights from up-and-coming hoopsters. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. What's the move?
Tee it up for tourism Labor Day weekend. No ifs, ands, or puts. Check out the Marianas Tourism Golf Classic on Saturday, September the 2nd, West Course. Lau Lau Bay Golf and Resort medal play format with 7 flights, cash, and amazing prizes. And best of all, proceeds benefit the Marianas Tourism Education Council and School My Wave clubs. Registration forms available at Lau Lau Bay MVA or on the Marianas calendar online. You can pay $120 or you can pay $140. So I know what you're thinking. I got some game. How do I get that $120 price? Well, you sign up before August 25th and then you can use that extra $20 for some side action. May the course be with you.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
ご注文はお決まりですか?
The McNuggets of chicken.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
How many Filet-O-Fishes did you eat? That's over several months, Ryan.
Quiero más flurry.
In Puerto Rico, a McFlurry it's called a Señor Flurry.
2 golden menus.
Wonderful crew at McDonald's.
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 They're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
Are you gonna order something?
The commissioner of the public school system has resigned, citing health reasons. Dr. Alfred Atta took the top job there in December of 2019. Board of Education said today that the resignation will be effective in less than 2 weeks. Commissioner has been working from home this week due to some mobility issues. Board of Education member Greg Borja says they will be announcing the commissioner position soon. In the meantime, they need to meet and decide on who to designate as the acting commissioner. At Hopwood, kids are going back to a full-time schedule. First day, pretty smooth, according to Principal Victorino Borja.
So we did separate the bus drop-off and pick-up area, which is the main entrance. And then the car riders is at the field side. So they have to actually go all the way to the field, come in, and then they can form 2 lanes. So I was actually there at the car drop-off, and I didn't see like a heavy line or long line. So.
618 students enrolled at Hopwood for this school year, and they are back to a full-day schedule. But with the campus still damaged after Typhoon U2, it took some creativity to get there.
Since we moved back to Salampio, we've been doing either double session or remote learning. And, you know, we obviously can see that that kind of schedule is not really good for the kids academically. So as a school, as our staff, we decided that we really need to provide more instructional time, which is the full day instruction. So in order to do that, while we're waiting for our temporary classrooms, we decided to go do something creative, which is doing team teaching. So this year we're combining classes. We're having both teachers in the classroom at the same time, and that's how we're allowed to go full day.
Hopwood currently has just 20 classrooms.
It was a big decision, you know, and it's not just with the administration. We had to discuss this with our stakeholders or our teachers, you know, and students. I know a lot of students, they like the double session, right? Either they attend in the afternoon, they sleep in the morning, or vice versa. But at the same time, parents were really, you know, wanting to have more instructional time for their kids. So it was that process where we tried to evaluate what are the options, and sticking with double session was just the, you know, the not the most productive option, you know, in terms of learning. So as a group, as a team, as a staff, we agreed to try this out. This is the first time Hopwood has ever done team teaching. And of course, you know, two teachers in the class sometimes can be challenging, right? They have their different styles, but ultimately it's for the kids.
The school says they're looking forward to some temporary classrooms, which will ease some of their space concerns, and then some permanent ones.
FEMA, I think back in 2020, did award about close to $25 million for the repair of Hopwood. But the process with that is not just with PSS, right? It's with the government, with FEMA, and it's kind of a lengthy process.
The board of the Marianas Visitors Authority met this morning at MVA headquarters. Airlift from Japan continuing to be a key topic. United currently flying 3 times a week from Tokyo, but the schedule for tourists is not ideal, and many in the industry have raised concerns. The flight is one of the last to leave Narita Airport before it shuts down for the night, and the late departure means arriving in the NMI in the middle of the night. And the early morning departure from here means getting up in the middle of the night for tourists to make the flight, something unpopular, especially for those traveling with children. Since the NMI is helping to support the flights, there are talks underway that could result in some desired schedule changes.
Well, we're pushing for daytime flights, so it'll be 12 p.m. out of here and then 5 p.m. out of Narita, similar to what one has. The issue, right, is when you leave 5 p.m. in Narita, you get here, it's 9 or 10 p.m., and there are no CBP officers on duty at that time. So that's where MVA and our partners come into play to see if we can help the situation with help CBP man the flights.
No decisions have been made. United will look at aircraft utilization, and that will be part of the recipe. CBP isn't the only hurdle. The Commonwealth Ports Authority wants to close the runway for certain periods each day for maintenance. Board Chair Gloria Kavanaugh on the ongoing talks.
They depart Japan, like you said, at 5, so they come in at 9 o'clock in the evening instead of 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And so it's actually a very good schedule. Mm-hmm. And the CPA basically had said that, you know, because there's going to be a runway issue problem.
There's
and
construction,
so, and so they're going to push it off until after the winter schedule. So this is a perfect timing where, you know, the airline can basically change their schedule for at least that busy time, the winter time.
Currently, United flies from Tokyo on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday evenings, and then with a turnaround departure from Saipan International on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. At the largest high school in the NMI, kids returned to the classroom on Tuesday. Jonathan Ogden is the principal at Marianas High School.
We're very excited. Today is our first day back for school year 23-24. We have over 1,500 students around our campus, so very busy. It's buzzing around, but I feel that the students are ready and eager to be back on campus.
Well, I feel amazing going back to school, honestly. It's an amazing feeling going back to see everyone else. It's more like having an event every day. You know, you go to school to find your friends and hang out. And yeah, so I feel really amazing. And I actually woke up really early today because I was that excited to go back to school.
This freshman says he is happy to be back in the classroom.
It's actually nice. I get to meet some friends of mine that are very old, very good friends.
He was so excited he woke up late.
I woke up 7 because I woke up late. But then I just shower as fast as I can and then eat breakfast and then left around 7:45 and then came to the bus stop and then they pick us up like around 8:30.
Marianas High School is in the middle of extensive road construction that is expected to go through the school year, and it means some delays getting to school.
I feel that it's like a rush. It's making us rush more. It's enough that we have to wake up early. We have to wake up earlier now because the road is only one lane and it takes how many minutes to come into this campus?
We were anticipating a lot of cars coming in, also heavy traffic on the main road, given that there is road construction, with many of our lanes on Beach Road reduced to just a single lane. But we're very happy that the flow did work out. We did have to adjust our school start time from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So all of our class periods had to shift by 30 minutes. But then looking at how the traffic flowed this morning, I think it worked really well, given that a lot of parents were dropping off their kids early on for elementary school, middle school, and then we just had the remaining parents on the road for high school. So I think it worked really well with that schedule change.
Just off the east coast of Saipan sits part of some of the deepest waters on the planet, and for a number of years there was a push to have the Marianas Trench be designated as a marine sanctuary. Friends of the Marianas Trench have now written to NOAA and asked that request to have the trench designated as a sanctuary be withdrawn. Sheila Babauta says this is an issue that can be influenced on the local level.
There's a lot of confusion around the different ways that we can conserve our natural resources, and having a monument and having a sanctuary are two of those ways. A monument, like the one we have now, the Marianas Trench Marine National Monument, came into existence after then President Bush signed an executive order. So a monument can happen by the stroke of a pen, a president's pen. It can also be taken away at the stroke of a president's pen.
About 6 years ago, NOAA accepted the sanctuary nomination, and the hope was that a partnership with NOAA would bring resources, attention, studies, boats, and jobs to the NMI, but not much has happened.
And so that designation process was something we engaged in, and we were accepted onto the inventory. Very little engagement happened during that time, and the 5-year review process expired.
Sheila Babauta formerly served as chair of the Natural Resources Committee in the House and is currently the chair of Friends of the Marianas Trench.
We brought together many people in our community, many leaders, agencies, stakeholders who are interested in conservation, and we talked about the designation process. We really gathered a lot of input, and we realized in the last 6 years since our nomination was accepted, a lot has changed in our community and a lot of priorities shifted. Some of the negatives and concerns that came up for our community was really around co-management, permitting processes, possible impact to potential future commercial fishing industries, access.
The contact station at the American Memorial Park is managed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and Babauta says that will become the priority, at least for now.
We now have a contact station for the monument down at the American Memorial Park with the leadership of Jihan Yunus, and now the most recent superintendent, Dr. Sean McDuff. We're excited that things are moving along with the monument, and that's going to be the focus now.
The trench sits just east of the Marianas Archipelago and contains Challenger Deep, 11 kilometers below the surface. It also features mud volcanoes, unique sea creatures, and it is said that more is known about the surface of the moon than the deepest part of our own planet.
In terms of a sanctuary nomination, that is something that we will keep close. It's not going to be a priority at this time because we really would like to support this administration's request for more focus on the monument and getting the management plan out, supporting the local office here, and then we can move forward and hopefully one day submit another nomination.
Are you fascinated by extreme habitats and unusual creatures? Think deeply about the Marianas Trench, and you'll fall deeply in love with this monument's plunging underwater landscape, which people call the Grand Canyon of the ocean. But it goes way deeper than that. Yes, our islands are home to the deepest waters on the planet. Here, underwater volcanoes bubble with mud, and yawning canyons host some of the world's strangest marine species. The Marianas Trench is about 1,500 miles long, over 40 miles wide, and 36,000 feet deep. The bottom is over 7 miles below the surface. That's about how high a commercial airline flies above the Earth. The pressure of the water is about 1,000 times greater down here than at sea level, and it's cold, just 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And it's right in our backyard. What is it, though, and why is it there? It's part of a boundary between two tectonic plates, the Pacific Plate and the Philippine Plate. The Pacific Plate is older, cooler, and denser than the younger Philippine Plate and has crustal material that is up to 170 million years old. The western edge of the Pacific Plate is subducted or thrust under the Philippine Plate. The movement of these two plates is the reason we have the Mariana Islands. Our volcanic islands are caused by flux melting of the upper mantle, due to the release of water that is trapped in minerals of the subducted portion of the Pacific Plate. In 2009, the Marianas Trench was established as a U.S. national monument. The presidential proclamation was made for the purpose of protecting objects of scientific interest, including things like submerged volcanoes, hydrothermal vents, and coral reef ecosystems. We currently know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the trench, but there are some exciting exploration expeditions that are essential to understanding and managing these deep water resources. In March of 2021, Nicole Yamase became the first Pacific Islander and the fourth woman to descend to the depths of Challenger Deep, the deepest part of the trench. The scientist grew up in Palau, Saipan Chuk, and Ponape, and is studying the effects of climate change. Yamase hopes her experience will inspire Pacific Islander women to pursue STEM and higher education. If I can do it, she said, they can do it too. So think deeply.
One of the best addresses in Saipan has office space available now, right in the heart of things. The Marianas Business Plaza offers reasonable rates and can help build to suit your needs. You'll love the central location, just 15 minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from Garapan. Ample and covered parking keeps your vehicle close and protected. 2 restaurants for easy access, lunch, dinner and business meetings. Building security and 24-hour access to your office. Backup generators, so you can run your business in all weather. And 3 elevators mean easy and convenient access. It's the address in Saipan, the Marianas Business Plaza.
Another pedestrian hit on Middle Road just 11 hours after a fatal accident on Monday. Police say the second accident happened on Monday night just before 9 p.m. near the Exo Market. According to preliminary investigation, there was an argument between a 34-year-old Dandan man and his girlfriend. Police say the victim was inebriated and attempted to cross Middle Road and collided with a vehicle traveling northbound. Pedestrian sustained abrasions and was transferred to CHC. Police say the driver was not injured, a 53-year-old male from Chalankanoa. Police have not yet said if the driver of this vehicle will be cited after she struck an elderly man crossing the road in the early morning hours on Monday. Video circulating on social media showed the victim laying in the crosswalk after the accident. KSPN has chosen not to show that video. Police say that is where the victim ended up after being struck by the vehicle, but say he was not using the crosswalk to cross the street. On Monday, DPS's Fred Sato said the traffic investigation will attempt to determine if speed was a factor in the collision. The victim, an elderly Filipino man, died on Monday. A Vietnamese restaurant in the Garapan area was burglarized this week. Police responded early yesterday morning to Pho Tam Restaurant. The suspect or suspects forced entry into the building and stole the cash register, along with an Apple MacBook, iPads, about $1,000 in cash, and part of a CCTV security system. If you do have any info about this crime, you can call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 670-234-7272. Those calls are anonymous. Secretary of Finance says they are looking at better ways to look further into the future as they assess the local economic conditions.
I am working with our federal partners for some technical assistance to help us develop a forecasting tool that will help us forecast out not just 1 year, but 3 to 5 years to help with policy decisions.
Finance's Tracy Narita says it's hard to do long-term planning with short-term forecasts.
Considering there's a lot of economic factors. We have the military expansion, we have the capital improvement projects that are going on, and then we also have the regional changes. So those are all the things that factor into what we're doing.
How important is tourism to?
Oh, it's a big factor in us forecasting our revenues, and so we tie it closely to the arrivals and the anticipated increase in flights and their forecasts with the MVA. And so this is something that's also another reason why we want to have a forecasting tool that takes all these information and data sources that could help give us a bigger picture versus all these kind of siloed pieces of forecasting that's going on. So that's part of what I'm excited about doing, is that I know the data is available, the data is out there, but we just need to bring it together in a more structured way.
Get your goods here with care and attention with Micronesia Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, and bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals, operating since 2013. Check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. Hey golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Buenas sports fans.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of showers at 30%. Thursday, winds at 15 to 20 miles per hour out of the northwest. Temperatures high of 87, low in the upper 70s. Those golf holes are going to start playing a bit more like normal as that south wind has gone away, but it's only temporary. Coastal waters, wind waves 2 feet or less. Northeast swell at 3 feet. Friday, we're going to see the wind shift again, coming in from the west, and then from the south, those winds from the south will start arriving on Sunday. Sunset tonight at 6:35 p.m.